Yep, that's me on the back of a dragon, grandpa style. Thanks, ChatGPT. You know, everyone's using AI to write boring emails and business plans. I'm guilty of it. And it got me thinking, let's do weird. Not like crazy weird, but you know, just different. And so today, I want to see if I could use ChatGPT's new image generation powers to see if I could do something wild, hilarious, and maybe heartwarming at the same time. And it got me thinking, grandpa style, because nothing beats a cool grandpa. All right, so let's go. If you're a grandpa or you have a dad in your life that likes to learn all the time, dad, I'm talking to you, and is using AI to create or just mess around with it, I think you'll dig this video. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use ChatGPT to dream up 8 ridiculous images that I think maybe might just earn yourself a spot on the refrigerator. I just want to show how anyone, and seriously, I mean anyone, can create personalized, fun images for family fun. I should have said laughs. And really, I think it's just a great thing to try to just test your brain's creativity and see what you can come up with. So how this will work is I'll give ChatGPT a creative prompt. I'll have this reference photo here that I've got from Envato, and we'll see what it creates. Don't show grandma yet, because I think she might get jealous. All right, so I have ChatGPT open along with this photo of this handsome looking grandpa. The idea here is I wanna use this one particular photo as what's called a reference photo so that I can tell ChatGPT to use it in its creations and whatever it creates. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So what we end up doing is we go to ChatGPT and we can upload the image. To upload files, since it's on my computer, choose grandpa, and now it's here. And then I'm going to use this phrase, using this grandpa photo as a reference. Let's say create a cool grandpa riding a motorcycle through the desert wearing aviators and a leather jacket. So if you ever see this where it says getting started, that's sort of the indicator that it's going into image mode and it's going to create an image for you. So that's a good sign. Sometimes when you write something a little bit vague, it might just end up spitting out text, and so you want to avoid that. But once you start seeing that getting started, and then you'll see this image, that means that you're on the right track here. So we just have to wait, and then let's see what ends up coming out. See, like they look about the same person. All right, I'll make it bigger. Boom! Look at this. Not bad. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's a badass grandpa. All right, so moving on to the second one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab here to create, because it's kind of like starting from scratch. What I read over some other people giving their opinions on how best to work with images, they had mentioned it's more effective to do that rather than trying to make all your images in the same window. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and copy this part of the phrase using this grandpa photo as a reference. So let's go ahead and do that. And now I'll open up a new window. I'll load in grandpa photo. And then let's go. I'll go a little bit faster this time. Create a family picnic where everyone is dressed up like superheroes in comic book style. Now here I didn't even define what family is, so it might just throw some random people together, but let's see. Okay, this one ran into an error because it talked about policies. So one thing I've noticed is that you have to be sort of careful of how you articulate things around families or kids or something like this. So I guess something in the whatever in the prompt, I just didn't like it. So we gotta try again. Using the grandpa photo as a reference, create a looking cool guy that is smoking in the smoke cloud as the word grandpa. Yeah, I like this. But smoking is bad for you, so don't do that. But anyway, it's kind of cool. All right, let's try another one. So using this grandpa as a photo reference, or let's say create this in Pixar style. So this is kind of like when you think of those animated movies. Let's see what the character looks like. So I know my kids would really love it. Yeah, that's good. All right, so now let's turn grandpa into an action figurine. So to do that, we'll do, again, let's see, upload photo. Okay. Grandpa photo. And this one's longer, I'm just pasting in, and I'm gonna share all of these, so don't worry. All right, so here it is. So using the grandpa photo as a reference, create a toy of a French chef. Let it be a collectible action figure. This figure should be placed inside a clear blister pack in front of a blue backing card. On top of the card, write chef, and right underneath, write grandpa, both in playful font. This is me. See? Mwah! See, I bet your grandkids would love to have something like this for Christmas. Play with it a little bit, then give it to the dog. It's fun, right? All right, so let's see if we can push the boundaries a little bit more. So here's another one. So I'll just copy and paste this one. So using the grandpa photo as a reference, create an image that is a circle of 12 grandpas standing in a huddle looking down towards the camera. Close-up shot, intimidating look, which is placed on the ground in the center of the huddle. Sky is clear and blue. They are standing in a way that showcases their unity and strength. It's a sunny day and their shadows are casting ground around them. Let's see what this creates. And where I got the idea for this is on using X, or just going there, so it's like used to be Twitter. You'll see that people are just creating all different types of things. So here you can see this is the image of lions. That was the actual prompt. And what I'm doing is I'm just trying to recreate it, just change a few words where it's now using the grandpa face as a reference. And let's see what ends up happening. They all look a little bit different too. It's like all brothers and grandpa brothers. So, and here you can just see, I'm just showing like there's definitely people have been trying the same thing, and you can see that you can get really creative. You can come up with your own things. Here's aliens. This one is it's a group of different types of women. So very, very cool stuff that you can do. All right, let's try another one. Upload file. Okay, using grandpa photo as reference. Create an image, a 1950s style advertisement for grandpa's music, always the best. The idea with prompting is that you can really try a bunch of things, and what's great about something like ChatGPT is you can keep on trying. You can, do something. If it doesn't work out, you can try again, or you can even go further with, just trying to make little edits with something that you already have created. And so that's what I wanted to show you here on this example. And you can see like it really feels almost like a poster. You can really see like the grain and the texture that's on this, and all it just took was a simple prompt. So let's say on something like this, let's say this just goes into the next prompt, is that I want to change this just a little bit. Let's say I didn't want it to say something like always the best, but rather just have something else. So what you can do, well actually let's just write it. Let's just say love it, but make it say love it. Want you to keep everything the same, but erase the word always. Look at that, it's gone. Pretty cool. All right, so hopefully you get the idea. You could really create a lot of stuff. It's just a matter on what you prompt it to do, and really easily, just in a sentence, you can come up with some really fun stuff. I know if I shared photos like that with my kids, if it looked like my dad, I know that they would totally laugh. So it's some cool stuff. I just want to show you a few other things that you could do that might be interesting. So for example, let's say you want to have a day where you're going to cook banana bread together. I don't know why I'm thinking of that one, but let's say you're going to cook banana bread. Well, what you could say is create an infographic to help kids, let's say, that shows kids how to make banana bread. Include the key ingredients and limit to 5 steps. I could imagine that, you want to do a fun activity with your kid and you want to just get them, or your grandchild, you just want to get them excited. So you can almost send them a sort of image of, hey, this is what we're going to be working on. The idea here is that we're going to cook banana bread together. And so I want to get the child excited to know, hey, here's the recipe, or here's the stuff that we have to find at the grocery store. And so let's go find these ingredients, bring them home, and then we can start cooking, and we can use this to help guide us in terms of how to cook it. And that could be fun, just have something like this. You can print it out and you can say, hey kids, all right, let's go to the store and let's grab all of this stuff that we need for banana bread. All right, so in this example, I want to show you using 2 reference photos and how you can use them to kind of work with one another. Here you have this is like a fuzzy looking material, and I'm going to combine this with the grandpa to create a grandpa out of this material. So here was using, let's say, so I got my grandpa. Let me take this and I'll put it here. Using the grandpa as a reference, Create an image of him made out of the blue material in the other image that I uploaded. Yeah. And let's just do one. Let's see if we can actually just make a funny comic. So let's say using grandpa. So using grandpa image as a reference, turn him into a comic character who is saving the world from a big spider. Superhero! Alright, so those are some examples for grandpa, and if you want more inspiration, you can look here even on X. If you go to X and you just type in something as like image prompt ChatGPT, maybe put in the word funny, you'll just see what people are coming up with, and some of this stuff might be relatable. So I thought this photo was really funny of some of the, you might recognize some of these faces. So pretty cool stuff. And yeah, you'll see people are creating sort of these comic characters, different ways of just doing a lot of stuff. And you can do things from taking photos, removing words, changing things. You can do just a lot of fun stuff as long as you're just doing things that follow a good etiquette and aren't trying to make anyone look in a weird. No, I think that's good. All right, so I'm done. So here's the point. AI doesn't have to be used for business all the time or trying to save you time. It can be used for silliness, creativity, and a way to connect with your family. And whether you're a grandpa, a parent, or just a curious human, we could all use a little bit more connection. So let's use AI to assist in that instead of driving us apart. To all my grandpas out there, keep stretching, keep playing, and make some fun. And to everyone, subscribe, like, do whatever you can to show some love, and check in the description for any freebies, tools, or important info that might help you bring more joy into our lives with a little bit of tech. And if you test out these prompts and you make your own AI images and they turn out great, please let me know, or let me know if you came up with a different prompt and it really came up with something great. I'd love to keep learning, and I think everyone else would. So please share them in the comments, and let's keep all learning together. All right, so with that, I wish you a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you.